Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General YAHANNA. Police Officer Mahagabar, and tonight the scripture breakdown. Slavery in America, slavery in Egypt is the same as slavery in America. You know what I'm saying? You can find the correlation between the two back then, and when you look at how we being treated in America and everything that we went through in America, how we being treated now, you can find the correlation between the two, you know what I'm saying, which proves that, you know what I'm saying, we the people of this book, you know what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people like to deny us our heritage. The Lord left these records behind that we could go back into them and find out the truth. That came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. So at this time, when the famine took place and Jacob and everyone came into Egypt, they were 70 souls. So it was Jacob and his 12 sons and their daughter Diana, their wives and their children. So they wasn't yet a tribe yet. They, you know, not a nation either. Just a pretty large family. You know what I'm saying? Think of it when you go to like family reunion or anything like that, and you get to see all your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and they kids and you know, just all your relatives. Everybody up in there is your blood, and y'all be deep, taking up whole blocks. You know what I'm saying? I done been to a couple of them myself and meeting family for the first time. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way that they went in. It was just a large. It was just Jacob and his family going into Egypt at this time. I'm gonna keep going. And Joseph was in Egypt already, and everybody knows the story of Joseph. Joseph, you know, he got sold into Egypt by his brothers. You know what I'm saying? And so during that time, he was already there of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Which is like the vice president. You know what I'm saying? He was second in command over all of Egypt at that time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. You know what I'm saying? So Jacob, his wives, 12 sons, Judah, Issachar, all them, they gone. You know what I'm saying? And all that generation perished. Joseph and everyone, they gone. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly. Meaning, you know what I'm saying? We in Egypt, you know, we doing good. You know what I'm saying? We don't control anything. We don't run nothing. You know what I'm saying? We not in charge of anything. But you know what I'm saying? We doing good on our own. You know what I'm saying? We're a large fraction now, and we got the chance, you know, to do good. You know what I'm saying? We surviving. Nobody's messing with us at this time. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna keep reading. And increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly and mighty. You know what I'm saying? So when how you look at this empire today, you know what I'm saying? We ain't in control of anything right now either. You know what I'm saying? We don't run nothing. We don't control no commerce. You know what I'm saying? We don't control no politics. You know what I'm saying? The white man, he don't come to us and ask us, you know, what should we do about anything that has to do pertaining to America. He don't come to us for those things. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much, he runs the country all himself. But even though we are here in it, we don't control nothing. You know what I'm saying? But we are mighty people here and the entertainments. You know what I'm saying? We the entertainment. We run their basketball courts. You know what I'm saying? We run their football fields. We sing, we dance. You know what I'm saying? We do those things. You know what I'm saying? We show our greatness through sports and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We built this empire up from the ground when it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? We built this whole empire up. We reaped none of the benefits, and we barely have any businesses or anything to call our own here. We just like in Egypt surviving, we survive in America today, even though it's a whole lot different because as you see as white man is doing today, you know, he is oppressing us fully. You understand? So we keep on reading. Verse 8, now there arose up a new king over Egypt. You know, if you had, you know, this king that rose up over Egypt, how would you say that today? Who would be the king today?
Trump.
Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Exactly right. Correct. Donald Trump would be that pharaoh that was rose up. And Donald Trump, he don't care about, you know what I'm saying, what the last presidents did, you know what I'm saying, or what kind of movement they was trying to start. The only thing that Donald Trump cares about is making America great again. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why Donald Trump want to make America great again, because in his mind, he see the way that we are, how we are, and living, and we not in our rightful place in his mind. In his mind, you know, he want us in one place and one place only, and that's in them chains. You know what I'm saying? So he feel like, you know what I'm saying, we in his mind, we losing America. You know what I'm saying? Like these black folks, they out here doing whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? They not bowing down to us. So there's something wrong with that. And America is not. And when America was great, was when we was in slavery. That was when America was great for the white man. And because his slaves is walking around, not to say free, but loose. We walking around loose today. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem from him. You understand? So we keep reading. Which knew not Joseph. Why didn't you know Joseph? First of all, what was Joseph known for in Egypt? If anybody can't answer, Joseph was known for saving Egypt. He saved Egypt, simply put. You know what I'm saying? Egypt was going through, you know, when you go back into the book of Genesis, Egypt, you know, Joseph had, by that time, he'd been sold into slavery, and he's in jail, and he's actually over the jail, actually, and he ended up giving prophesying the dreams that the baker to the pharaoh and the cook to the pharaoh had what the wine bearer, and the cook, the baker. It was one of them, the baker or the cook, but I know the other one was the wine bearer. He ended up telling them their dreams and what was going to happen to them. So I believe it was the wine bearer went back to the pharaoh and started telling, you know, Pharaoh having these dreams now and he don't understand them. So the wine bearer was like, I know somebody in the jail that might can help you out. And that's when they sent forth for Joseph, and Joseph met with the Pharaoh, and he ended up interpreting Pharaoh's dream, and that's when the work of Joseph began. You know what I'm saying? He started telling them about there was like 7 years of famine, and in the 7 years of plenty, you need to store up. You know what I'm saying? So he began to start storing up all the wheat and the grains and the corn and, you know what I'm saying, everything that would help them survive the upcoming famine. And so after Joseph and everyone died, this new Pharaoh rose up that didn't know about these good works that Joseph had done. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know. He didn't know nothing about Joseph. Didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep on reading. And he said, verse 9, and he said unto his people, behold, this people, the people of the children of Israel, are more and mightier than we. Now keep in mind, once again, you know what I'm saying? We don't own nothing. We ain't in control of nothing, but we a large fraction now. You know what I'm saying? And in this Pharaoh's mind, he's looking at that as a threat. Like, you know, like, dang, it's a whole bunch of them now. You know what I'm saying? And they doing all right. They taking care of themselves, and they I wouldn't say prospering, but I'm gonna keep using that word surviving, because that's exactly what they was doing. And Pharaoh saw that as a threat. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing all these vast amount of people, you know what I'm saying, just roaming around, all these Hebrew faces, just like today. You know what I'm saying? You know, Donald Trump see all these Hebrews walking around, so the first thing he want to do is go build the wall, try to keep them out. You know what I'm saying? Which is the Isupk brothers. You know what I'm saying? The so-called Mexicans today. You know what I'm saying? Want to start building concentration camps, separating families. You know, start coming down because that's how the white man is, man. When he look at you, that's exactly what he sees. He sees a threat. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you out in the back, just look at what they do. You know what I'm saying? You walk next to their car, what the first thing they used to do back in the day, but they probably still do it till this day. You know what I'm saying? Is lock the doors on. Right. Soon as you walk past the car, be minding your own business. Don't even see nobody in the car. Soon as you walk past, all you hear is click, click, because that's the way they see you here in this empire. As long as you not in chains and in actual bondage, you're gonna always be a threat. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like with Black David, you know what I'm saying? Every day they wake up, every day they go to sleep, every time they go to the toilet, it's always in the back of their mind that these black people, if we leave them alone, they gonna surpass us. We did it with Black Wall Street, and we did it with Rosewood. You know what I'm saying? Just off of our natural ability and being the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead, Officer Ron.
No, just saying what you're saying is heavy. That's why they teach their children to shoot guns and hunt at a very, very early age to prepare them. You know what I'm saying? If they get old enough to where they can't defend themselves, you know what I'm saying, their children will be able to defend and fight for them too. You know what I'm saying? That's all I say.
Right. You're absolutely right. And they scared of that. You know what I'm saying? They are absolutely scared. You know what I'm saying? They, like, the fear that the white man has of his downfall is a great and stressful thing for him. You know what I'm saying? He's always contemplating the day that they gonna get overthrown. They might not see it, but it's in their mind. It's in their mind. You know, they don't have us like they used to have us, and that bothers them every day. That it bothers them. It might not bother the low level white folks. You know what I'm saying? But these higher ups, these not these brothers like, but these devils that's in office, they are always contemplating. That's why they spend so much time, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out new ways to oppress us. That's all they thinking about. All day breathing. Leave them on verse 10. So he said, "Come on, let us deal wisely with them." That's just like even when David said it in Psalms 83, they have taken crafty counsels against our hidden ones. Right here, and in Psalms 83, they gave the nations that was coming up against these the same thing here, except this time it's just solely the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Now this Pharaoh, he's looking at the children of Israel. This just ain't gonna work. So we have to deal wisely too. And that makes you wonder what they doing in the UN. You know what I'm saying? When you bring that what's happening right here to today's time, you look at every single nation, when they go to the UN, they are representing their country and their nation, their tribe, or whatever in there, and they're talking about global they talking about global problems. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like they in there getting everything right, like especially when it comes down to, you know, commerce and trade, you know what I'm saying, and selling. And this country might have a beef with that country. They trying to hatch out all their differences and get everything out on the table and just out for everybody to know. But there's no one in there representing blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? When you go in there, it's the white man and he's representing his people. There's nobody in there representing us. And so when they in there, I truly believe that they are dealing wisely with us. The things that we don't see, the things that we don't hear about, they end up talking about how to keep the Lord's people oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. And he say, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when they fall out any war, they join unto our enemies. Now that's heavy right there. And so back then, they looking at it like the Pharaoh looking at it's so many of them. It's so many of them, Shalaki. It's so many of them that, man, if we was to break out in war with Assyria, with the Syrians, or with the Philistines, or with the Hittites, or anybody, they can go and join with them. That's the same way the white man does it today. You know what I'm saying? 60 years coming out of slavery, you know, we was able to like, he didn't just let us go. He didn't give us no land like he did those fake Jews in 1948. You know what I'm saying? When Hitler had those Jews locked up and burning them and roasting them alive, you know what I'm saying? And had them in their concentration camps and everything. What America do? You know what I'm saying? They split Palestine in two, and they put those fake Jews over in that land that is called Israel today. You know what I'm saying? So they can get away from that. When we got so-called emancipated, you know what I'm saying? What they do, they just let us go. No land, no nothing. They just took the chains off and said, y'all niggas, excuse my language, fend for y'allself. So we still have to live right next door to our enemies, to those who had us in bondage. And they fear that as well. They feared that, man, if we gave these blacks and Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, the Native Indians their own land and put them in a land and made them a military power and gave them billions of dollars for the real Holocaust, the 99 million, 100 million black men that died on that slave ship just on the way over here through the transatlantic slave trade, man, they might go to Africa, they might go join up with China. You know what I'm saying? We go end up going to war, you know what I'm saying? They might go join with the Arabs, the East Indians. You know what I'm saying? And man, you know, at any time we get involved in something by us being the Lord's people, you know what I'm saying? If we're doing the right thing, we'll be victorious. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep going. And he said, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters. Anybody know what a taskmaster is? Go ahead, Officer Ron. Got it.
It's like, you know, back in the slave day, you know, they call them overseers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They the ones that, you know, they'll get the orders from master.
Right.
And then they'll make sure, you know, that either the slaves or the employees make sure it gets done.
Right. So how would you say that today then? What would be modern day taskmasters?
Like a supervisor or
supervisors, your boss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody, taskmasters, these supervisors today, you know, everybody hate their supervisor. I'm just gonna be real with you. Everybody hate that. I mean, I don't think I've ever had a supervisor, especially if they white, but even having a black supervisor, you know what I'm saying? Because they gonna increase that burden. You know what I'm saying? They gonna increase, like, even if y'all started off at the same, I both started off doing the same thing, and then one, he got promoted, you know what I'm saying? You didn't, you still working doing the same thing. He's your boss now. He's your supervisor. And, you know, he might start off like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, I just got this position. It ain't no thing, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna do what we do. But as, like you said, master start coming down on him, he gonna start coming down on you. And then you gonna start looking at him like, man, this dude in a change. Like, man, I get on my nerves now. Like, every time you turn around, they checking the clocks, they coming to you, asking you, just all over your back. Every time you turn around, you got a supervisor just looking all up in you. You can't even do your work properly because every time you turn around, you got a supervisor just looking at you. And then back then, they put them overseers over, like you said, and increase their workload. You know what I'm saying? And they did that, and they did it harshly. You know what I'm saying? As I'm going to keep reading right here. To afflict them with their burdens. You know what I'm saying? They worked them very hard and very tediously. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made sure that they wasn't getting no rest. That job that they had, it became even more so hard once them supervisors, once he start putting those taskmasters over to make sure that everything is done correctly. And your supervisor, he don't do that. Even to this day, like, look, you think you be cool with him, but the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all think y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? Let you slip over one thing, he or she gonna throw you under the bus. That whole friendship, that whole coolness that y'all thought y'all had is gonna head out the window. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel free to chime in anytime, you know. And to say to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. And treasure cities, like treasure cities would be they like back then they most famous areas, you know, like Ramsey had certain stuff, like certain city built for him and so on and so forth. Like today, a treasure city would be like New York. New York, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Wall Street at. Almost all of the world's money flow through New York, through Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? That's where they do all the buying, selling, trading, and everything. You know what I'm saying? What would be another treasure city? Like Las Vegas. That would be another one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's they got casinos. Go ahead, Officer Ron.
Yeah, like Las Vegas, even that city in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? That everybody around there riding with, you know, Lamborghinis and Ferraris. They got gold streets and buildings.
That's more like East Indians though. That's Americans, you know.
What are you talking about? America?
Yeah, like here, like what would be treasure cities like here.
Salt Lake City. Well, I'm sorry, Atlantic City.
I guess you could say so. You know, they known for boxing, and I think they got casinos though.
Yeah,
they got casinos. They got, you know, they promote a lot of boxing. You know, you go there to catch the fights and casinos. So they a cash crop, I would say. You know what I'm saying? They're a cash crop. They have a flow of cash that comes through it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I would say that too. And also after someone famous. You know what I'm saying? Like DC, who that's named after? George Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like Houston. Houston named after Sam Houston. And we all know what he was famous for. You know, he the Texas Revolution. You know what I'm saying? He the one that pushed all the Mexicans out of Texas. He beat them in the war, San Jacinto. They had the Battle of San Jacinto where they finally conquered the Mexicans, the so-called Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? And he was also under Andrew Jackson. You know what I'm saying? When he came up through the ranks, he ended up getting in the regiment that Andrew Jackson was in control of. And he did that for a while. He was governor. You know what I'm saying? He was governor over Tennessee. So he did a lot of things. So, you know, you go right down on 45 right now, you know, heading towards Huntsville, you can see that 40-foot, 50-foot statue of him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go as far as to say like Houston would be just a treasure city, but it is named after, it would be because it's named after, that's where Houston gets its name from. Sam Houston, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like Las Vegas, you know, that's where all the big money casinos, that's where all the boxing promotion come through. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Hollywood would be. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say Los Angeles because I mean you got people's names.
On Hollywood,
Hollywood in the floor. I mean in the streets.
What they call it, the Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
the Walk of Fame. Right. So you know you got the Hollywood stars. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of famous people and everything live too. So that would be a treasure city too. So just like we built treasure cities for Pharaoh back in Egypt, we building them right now. We built them for Pharaoh right now here in America. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no different. Keep on going. This is so he built treasure cities for Fisham, if I'm saying that right, in Ramses, verse 12, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Like, what does it mean to be grieved? To be grieved is like the very sight of you upsets them, turn their nose up at you, and what else do they do when they feel grieved by you? It's real simple, real simple. When a white man feels grieved by you, what do they do? What do the white America do?
If they gonna let you call you a nigga.
Right, right. But call the police though,
Right.
all the time. Now they call the laws just because the sister was selling water.
Right.
You got they police because they was out there barbecuing in a public park. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Officer Bro.
Yeah, I saw a video earlier today on Facebook where some Edomites had called the cops on a brother and they arrested him because he didn't have a bail on his bike.
Because he didn't have a bail. Right. White man is the devil. That because they are grieved by us. Like I said, just the very sight of us vexes them. Street. You know what I'm saying? She's selling people water. She's selling, and the white man put the same water in the bottle and selling it to everybody just the same. White man selling the water, she just taking that water and selling it to people on the street. And the white woman called the laws on it. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of permit patty? Permit patty? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the woman I'm talking about. She's the one that called the one on the what else did they do, man? They some brother in Cleveland, Ohio. I mean, not Cleveland. Cleveland, yeah, Cleveland's Ohio, right? Yeah, in Cleveland, Ohio, the Huntington Bank, he was cashing his check. Somebody called the laws on him just for cashing his check. Just standing there. Like, you get the laws called on you in the park. You can't even go jog. You can't even go jog. You can't even go on a morning run without some white woman, some dog, filthy white woman, you know what I'm saying, calling the police on you just for you minding your business. Just because you minding your business, you get the police called on you because they are grieved by you. You understand? Keep going. It's heavy, and them bricks about the same size as this table, and probably from this podium up to the ceiling or bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made, you know, as soon as the police get behind us, you know what I'm saying, we get in panic mode. We start wondering, man, we start asking ourselves, you know what I'm saying, making sure that we ain't got no warrants, you know what I'm saying, asking ourselves, do I have a warrant? Is my license straight? You know what I'm saying? Did I take care of that? You know, what's some other things, you know what I'm saying, that they doing, you know, just making it real hard for us to live, you know what I'm saying, even attacking the kids, you know. I already got to deal with police brutality, which I'm going to get to up here, just to show you just that they was doing police brutality in Egypt to us, through them Egyptians, them Africans. They was harsh, and we were suffering police brutality even back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep going. Verse 14, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage and in mortar. Like mortar is that that mortar and that slime is like tar. It would be like what you call tar. You know what I'm saying? And clay and sand, that's how they made their cement back then. So you all day long they sitting up in the little marshes and stuff, stepping all in there, making this mortar and this sand to put these bricks and everything together to build these pyramids and these walls and these cities, bondage, making their life a living hell. You know what I'm saying? And in brick, which is what I just got finished talking about, you know what I'm saying? Using that mortar, that tar, that slime, they using sand and everything to bring together to make that cement so that they can build these pyramids and build these statues and all of these would-be idols and everything that they have. Like you see in Egypt today, they got the obelisk and what's that? The Sphinx. You know what I'm saying? All those pyramids. You know what I'm saying? That was done by blacks and Hispanics and Native Indian states, just like cities right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the tribe of Isupk, man, good night. I can't find no better cement finishers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They can get a whole slab, no matter how big it is. I see them on the road when they freeways. You know what I'm saying? They will work through and through. You know what I'm saying? We building up their buildings right now, and still don't reap none of the benefits. You know what I'm saying? But yet, you want to lock up and get vanilla ISIS. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call them, ISIS today. You know what I'm saying? When we get them and lock them and lock them up in cages when they build in your cities. You know what I'm saying? What would the white man do without the tribe of Isupk? You know what I'm saying? That's why they can't never call us lazy either. You know what I'm saying? You can see right here, we was building just like we built up Egypt, we built up America. America wouldn't even be what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you look around and you see these buildings, you see these roads, these freeways, these high rises, you know what I'm saying? These all of this architectural stuff, you know what I'm saying? It might be the white man working the blueprints, but it's the Israelites that's doing the building. You know what I'm saying? And without us, they wouldn't do it. That's the whole reason why they came, got us from way across the continent to bring us over here to build. You know what I mean? They came, got us from 6,000 to 7,000 miles away just to come over here and build. You understand? And, so I'm gonna keep going. And in all manners of service in the field, all the service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. So no matter where they was at throughout the whole land, they had it hard. Just like we have it hard today. No matter what we do, no matter where we go, we are constantly being attacked. We are constantly being harassed. We can't even live. Like surviving America is a hardcore thing right now for us, because everywhere we turn, we gotta watch over our shoulders. The white man ain't gotta do that. They get pulled over by the police. They ask 1,000 questions and cuss them out, and you know what I'm saying, act snobby and everything. But when we get pulled over, we wondering if today is gonna be that day. You know what I'm saying? Because and you gotta build the white man country up and make sure that his country is running, his wealth is running properly, and his lifestyle is running properly, to where you can't even deal with your lifestyle at home. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get home, you don't even want to deal with your kids because you're tired. You're just ready to take a shower and get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, son.
Yeah, we're definitely overworked and underpaid, because, you know what I'm saying, like even like if you have the same position as an oppressor, like he's still gonna make more money than you. You can have 3 degrees and have an executive position. He has no degrees and has the same position and still gets paid maybe $10,000 to $20,000 more than you. You know, even like, you know, back when, you know, even in the slavery days or post-slavery, as you know what I'm saying, like I guess right after abolishment, you know what I'm saying, when they had those so-called Irish indentured servants, they got paid.
They did.
At the end of the day.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? We remained on the plantations.
Right. And they could break contract too.
And yeah, they could break the contract.
They could leave and go back to Ireland anytime they wanted to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy point too. You know what I'm saying? And that brings me back to what we was talking about with the supervisors. Like Officer Ron, you know what I'm saying? I know working, you know what I'm saying, machine operator for those brothers is like, they got brothers right now that can run circles around some of these white boys that came in and just took the job that they should have had. This brother got 30 years experience. You know what I'm saying? Know how to run every machine in the plant. You know what I'm saying? Know how to fix them if they break down. Know how to troubleshoot them. And yet, no, he'll get passed over for a position for a devil that then came in with no experience. No experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, the white man gonna have to pay for what they doing, you know what I'm saying? Like this, and that's the same thing here, you know what I'm saying? You know, we want to excel, we want to have that supervisory position, but we can't have it unless we are being monsters to our own people. You know what I'm saying? We can't. That's the same thing with you know, I want to try to give some black officers, police officers, a little credit. You know what I'm saying? I do think that, you know, when they, you know, they probably grew, you know, some black officers or whatever might have grew up, you know, of course in the hood, seen a lot of crime, seen a lot of things happen, and just thought that they'll join the police force, maybe that they can change it from the inside, or, you know, or make a difference, you know, seen a lot of crime, whatever, might have even had something happen to them, and they go in with good intentions, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna become a police officer, make a difference in my community or whatever, but only to get in there and realize, yeah, you're a police officer, but you're about to be about our agenda. You know what I'm saying? When they get in there, they realize that it ain't nothing like they thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to, you know, and then they begin to change. So I don't give them too much credit because they had one incident with, and but that's what it is when you in that brotherhood though. When you in that brotherhood, it makes you not trust any black police officer. You know what I'm saying? It makes you not trust them because you don't know their intentions. Just like I believe one time Captain My Shot, he had showed a video where you probably seen it, Officer Rom. I know you be looking at a lot of videos too, where the black cops was beating up on the brother.
Right.
Did you see that?
I've seen
He right, it's black officer, you know what I'm saying? The brother's just like, yo man, what's going on? You know, and I guess he didn't want to get against the wall or something. So the black cop ended up pushing him against the wall, you know what I'm saying? And, he like, yo, but you know how he is, you know how Judah is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the black officer went to work on him, went to complete work on him. I'm talking about I'm throwing everything was a haymaker. Like he was beating them literally like he stole something, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, sir.
And what they do in the police force is, you know, they in black neighborhoods they put the youngest, most athletic and most fiery officers in the hood, you know what I'm saying, to actually oppress our people, man. You know, okay, you know, if you do a crime, you know what I'm saying, okay, you arrest him and take him to jail, but you don't beat him up, take what he have, and then, you know, do whatever you want to with him, you know what I'm saying, just because you have a badge on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to these white neighborhoods, man, they're constantly they patrol, you know what I'm saying, but they're not bothering nobody. When you go to the hood, the windows are rolled down, you know what I'm saying, and they are looking for somebody to mess with. You know what I'm saying? Because you have young police officers, they got a badge and a gun, you know what I'm saying, they looking to oppress and mess with anybody that they think is a suspect. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like like I say, when you go to the white neighborhoods, like you see the older, you see the older white guys, you know what I'm saying? They pull over on the side of the road, they helping people with their cars and everything. But every time you see somebody, a cop in the hood, they got somebody jammed up, sitting on the hot concrete while they go through their car. You know what I'm saying? And then they have, they even do pregnant women like that. I've seen officers pull pregnant women over and have them sitting on this hot concrete while they sitting over here talking. One person searching the car, the other two officers, you know what I'm saying, they just sit over there talking, and then when they pull you over, it's at least 2 or 3 cars that's backing up.
And then got
you know what I'm saying?
And then got they knee in that pregnant woman's stomach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean, and that just shows how languished our gates really are, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, when you got your enemy policing your neighborhood, your community, you can only expect bad things, you know what I'm saying? It was no different in Egypt, you know what I'm saying? With these taskmasters, with these Egyptians that was going around policing our communities back then. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get further into that, you know, but when it comes down to these police officers, like I said, even the black ones, they might have, and if a black police officer have good intentions, they gonna quickly get put in their place. Just like that one sister, there was about to be another Eric Garner case, I wanna say like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where a white cop was choking out a brother. It was about to be the second Eric Garner case. You know what I'm saying? Had him in the headlock, everything, was choking him. So the sister, it was a female cop, black sister, you know what I'm saying? She, I guess, you know what I'm saying, it just started getting to her, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, she was feeling some type of way, you know what I'm saying? It was really, she was like, yo, so she went over to the cop to like try to tell him, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying, let up on him, you choking him, you know what I'm saying? He got up and knocked her whole grill out. Knocked her whole grill out. I'm talking about to the point. And then after that, brought up 12 counts of obstruction of justice on cases on. Right. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but from the way he hit her and everything, he had shattered all of her whole jawbone in the front. He had broke all that. You know what I'm saying? Where she had to get surgery. But they don't mind putting you in your place either. So if you're gonna wear that badge, you're gonna be about the white man's agenda. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or either you're gonna stand by and just let it happen. And instead of having enough decency and dignity, you know what I'm saying, to be like, yo, look, man, y'all, you know, they doing my people bad. Man, I can't wear this badge, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't like big up to General Hazayan, you know what I'm saying, for doing that. Because if anybody know his story, he was a SWAT commander. He training them. You know what I'm saying? Until he seen the devastation that was actually going on with inside that brotherhood, being, you know, that law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? And he just so happened to see Commander General YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? See the brothers on the street, and that's all we needed. You know what I'm saying? So some brothers, they do come up out of there. So I give General YAHANNA a big hand for that, coming up out of, you know what I'm saying, the police department and everything like that, for the love that he had for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna be about the agenda if you put that badge on. There's no such thing as being able to get in there and make a difference, because you won't be able to do it. Because they not about making a difference. They are about oppressing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That is their mandate in the prison system. I mean, not in the prison system, but in the prison system too. They round you up, lock you up, and lock you up and throw away the key. You know what I'm saying? And put you in slavery all over again. But I'm gonna keep on going right now. So we had verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake, and I love the scripture right here too. You know what I'm saying? And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the names of the ones was Zechariah, and the name of the other Pua. So now the king is going to, now we about to get into, I would say, I guess it would be what, post-abortion? Because they're not taking the baby fetuses out, but they waiting until the child is born to kill him. The first boy, the first male son. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the first male born child. You know what I'm saying? So the Pharaoh, he's going now to these Hebrew sisters. You know what I'm saying? And he's finna ask them a question. He said, and verse 16, and he said, when ye do the office of the midwives and to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stool, meaning when you're getting ready to give birth to them, when you're getting ready to give birth, when they pregnant, they getting ready to give birth. I'm gonna keep going. And see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. Why would you kill the firstborn? Why would you kill the male child? If anybody can answer that. Why would you want to kill the male child?
Somebody.
Go ahead.
So the bloodline and the nation won't grow any bigger.
Right, because the son carried the seeds, the male carried the seeds. That's where the seed come. If you kill the male child, you know what I'm saying, you could stop a whole nation from growing in. And then what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Then our women, and black women, gonna get a white man. If there ain't no more males being born, you killing them all off. You know what I'm saying? This is post-abortion right here. This is no different than Planned Parenthood. The only difference between Planned Parenthood is when you go in to get your abortion, you getting the baby fetuses taken out at a certain, I believe it's a certain trimester. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I know the white man. He don't really have a good understanding of what at what time period life is considered. I think they consider it after the third trimester. That's when they say the baby is alive or something like that, right? So you got -9 months basically. You know what I'm saying? So for 9 months, your baby is growing, you know, in your womb. That doesn't count into the third trimester. So basically, you in the negatives. That's from the first month you find out you're pregnant to the 9th month. That's all negative. Then you start at 0. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. When that is not the correct way to look at anything. From the moment that baby is conceived, from the moment that you find out that you are pregnant, that is life. Life is there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's doing all the cells and everything is coming together to make that baby whole. So it's going through a whole process. So that whole process, even from that baby, from those first trimesters to the third trimester, you know what I'm saying? The baby is growing, beginning to form fingers and hands and legs and eyes and certain, and it gets so far along in it, you know what I'm saying? It gains a consciousness or something, you know what I'm saying? And you walk into Planned Parenthood, so it doesn't matter when you do it, what trimester have went up totally against what the Most High said. That goes totally against the law. That is murdering. So here, Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? He's dealing wisely, so he's trying now to get the Hebrew midwives to when all the pregnant women or the women that's getting ready to give birth, if it's a son, kill him. But let's see what he said about the daughter. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. And then, you know, so you killing off all the men. And that's what's happening today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's even worse today because, you know, it doesn't matter. You don't ever find out really when you walk into Planned Parenthood, which is Planned Parenthood was set up to destroy the Black community. You know what I'm saying? You don't really even hear about too many, you know, white people going into Planned Parenthood because when you look at Planned Parenthood, it's mostly in Black communities. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really hear about them doing away with you know, going in for abortions. You might get some cases where, you know what I'm saying, she was a little slut or something like that, and she ended up getting pregnant at 14 or something, and her wealthy parents, you know, don't want her to have a baby and they'll take her in. But mainly Planned Parenthood, I forgot the double name that actually Margaret Singer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She was the one that actually devised the whole plan for parenthood and said that it would be like through the eugenics program and stuff like that. I don't want to talk too much about it because I haven't studied on it to really just speak too much on the eugenics, but I know it had something to do with that and with where it was a personal attack. And then, you know what I'm saying, the white man, you know, how today they use Planned Parenthood, they try to tell the Black woman that, you know what I'm saying, it's the woman's right to choose, but it's not. It's not the woman's right to choose, you know what I'm saying? Regardless to how you got pregnant, you got that baby, you keep that baby, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what he was trying to get these mid, and this is what's so heavy about these Hebrew midwives, you know what I'm saying, when we get further down into the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Like, these was true women of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? These was true women of the Lord. And how do you know that they was true women of the Lord? Because they earned they being spoke of right here. They was actually named. They earned a spot in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? They was real women of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So as we go on, like, so Pharaoh's trying to So Pharaoh is propositioning them and ordering them, you know what I'm saying, to basically kill all the firstborn males that that come. You know what I'm saying? So verse 17, but watch what they say. But the midwives feared the Most High and did not, you know what I'm saying? They had courage. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had straight courage. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know what I'm saying? The sister, well, I'm gonna keep reading. It's gonna make sense here in a minute. But they did not, as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. So they like, no, yo, look, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? This goes against what the Most High said. You know what I'm saying? This is murder. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna obey the Lord. And sometimes that's just what it takes. It just takes us having to obey the Lord to stand for the Most High in the face of your enemy. When your enemy trying to get you to do something that you know isn't right, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get you to tell you that, you know what I'm saying, you should be all about your career. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, it's cool, you know what I'm saying, for the right circumstances. Yeah, you can go and abort your babies and stuff like that. You know, that's just another way in today's time that the white man devised a way to shorten our nation, to kill our nation off. You know what I'm saying? And brother, if you ever did the statistics, you know what I'm saying, like from the 70s, you know, Black and Hispanic women, you know, they do abortions like 400 to 500,000 a year. I haven't looked lately to see what the toll is, but that's, you know, a year. 400 to 500,000 babies are being killed through Planned Parenthood a year. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them sisters having courage, is just saying, you know what, man, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? This is the life in my womb. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and have this baby no matter what, and just standing on that. You know what I'm saying? They'll rather go and get sold a dream and a false lie and a reality, and go abort their babies, and just so they don't get the dream job that they have anyways. And it's not nothing to come down on the sisters on, but it's something to definitely look at. You know what I'm saying? It's time that our sisters have more courage. You know what I'm saying? Whether, you know what I'm saying, you might have got with the wrong man and he's not there, you know what I'm saying? But try to understand probably why he's not there. You know what I'm saying? He probably dealing with the white man, you know, got locked up. You know what I'm saying? Probably just ignorant, you know, stupid, don't understand that, just lack of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Don't know how to handle and attack responsibilities or whatever, or it might have been just a one night stand. You never saw the dude again. It could be anything, you know what I'm saying? So, but in this aspect, it's on our women, it's on our sisters, you know what I'm saying, to hold true to that, like these sisters here in these scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Even though Pharaoh could have killed them. You know what I'm saying? Pharaoh could have ordered their death because they didn't obey his one of his orders that he gave them to do, and he had the power to do it. They couldn't do nothing about it, but they would rather take that death, you know what I'm saying, than to disobey the Lord, than to murder. You know what I'm saying? And our sisters today, they could learn a lot from these sisters in this right here, these midwives. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going for time's sake. And I'm starting at the top of 18 again. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives. Well, I'm starting 18 here. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this? Why have ye done this thing? And have saved the men, children alive. You know what I'm saying? So now he's like, yo, what happened? I thought I told y'all to, you know, to do that service. You know what I'm saying? Then I tell y'all, if it's a man child that's being born, you know what I'm saying, it's to die. You know what I'm saying? And here's what, and this is what I'm saying. This is this is the strength that our sisters should have when facing down America as well. You know what I'm saying? And being brainwashed into thinking that if you kill off your children, you know what I'm saying, you will have a better life, when that ain't nothing but that's trickery. They just trick you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not their agenda is to keep our numbers down. And they know exactly how to do it, you know what I'm saying, by keeping the black woman and the black man at odds with each other and fighting against one another. Then they know that a house divided cannot stand. And they already been successful at getting us up out of the house anyways. So here's what the sisters told them. Verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women. That's a heavy scripture right there. And sister said, look, that's not how we do. That's not our culture, you know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all African women do that. That's how y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all may kill y'all children and all, but we are prohibited from doing that, thus saith the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said to do any murder is a sin, and we just can't do that. We are not like y'all women, and that's how our sisters should look at things today. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be like these white women. You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking that, you know what I'm saying, for the sisters that do that. You know what I'm saying? Putting all that hair weave in your hair, you know what I'm saying, and trying to become them, you know what I'm saying, trying to live their lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, you know, on the stripper poles. You know, the first stripper was a white woman. It wasn't no sister. The first stripper was a white woman. That's how they used to make their money every week. You know what I'm saying? And that was through whoring, you know what I'm saying? But following after them, you know what I'm saying, got us even down to the feminist movement. The feminist movement, it just started off with white women, you know what I'm saying, got tired of staying at home and they just wanted a job. But when that feminist movement trickled over to the black community, to the black woman, it ended up getting the man up out the house. And the white woman was backing that. Gay white women was backing that. You know what I'm saying? And that ended up getting the black man out of the house. And he haven't been, it hasn't been a family unit like that since. The statistics on that is so low because, you know what I'm saying, we've decided to go and follow after another people. You know what I'm saying? When these sisters like here told them straight up, like, look, we not like them. We don't do as those women do. We don't do as Kim Kardashian do. We don't do as, well, what's some more? I don't really know too many. I don't really pay attention to too many white celebrities, but you know what I'm saying? But the first person come to mind is Kim Kardashian, because good night. You know what I'm saying? You can see what they doing to the brothers, man. You know, so, you know, but the sisters, but you know, we don't do as them. You know what I'm saying? And they had enough respect, you know what I'm saying, for the black man to keep him alive. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you know, man, support that brother, man. That brother is a vital instrument into building this nation and making this nation strong. You know what I'm saying? Without the brothers, but in all retrospect, without all of us, you know what I'm saying? We need the sisters just as much, you know, they need us. We need them just the same. It's a unit thing. But right here, you know what I'm saying, man, we have to learn how to show some real brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? And our sisters have to learn how to get behind the brothers, you know what I'm saying? If that brother, you know, he ain't making that much, or he might not have the best of jobs, but he might have a good idea about something. He might have a straight master plan, and all he needs is a strong sister to get behind him and motivate him and push him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll be amazed at what, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of sisters, they wanna, you know, have a brother have to have this, and this, and this. You know what I'm saying? That brother can provide this, and this, even if he ain't got it at the moment. But if you got it and you have the means, get behind that brother and watch what he do, and then you can fall back and never have to work again, because you done put that brother on feet, and he's in this rightful position where he can go ahead and take care of his family and build this nation up. But right now, you know, they pitting us against each other. They using us against each other. But these sisters have enough love for the black man, you know what I'm saying, to say that, you know, we can't do it. We just can't do as the Egyptians. We not like them. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep them alive. And They telling this to Pharaoh. They not telling this just to any worker out there in Egypt. But this wasn't just no regular Egyptian. This was Pharaoh who they were standing before. Anyone at the snap of his fingers, he could have just said off with their head, and it would have been that. But of course, the Lord was with them, so that was never going to happen in the first place. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm still on verse 19. For they are lively and are delivered the midwives to come in unto them. So I'm gonna turn over here to the second chapter, you know what I'm saying? And now we're about to get into what Moses had to go. So this is just to show you that, you know what I'm saying, we are suffering the same situation that we did in Egypt. The same thing, like the scripture say, there's nothing new under the sun. The same oppression, the same hell that we was going through in Egypt, we going through it today, just different times. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different time period. Like a lot of like black people think that, because we have a house or because we have a car, because we have a slavery, we call it a slavery, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is. It is something that we don't want to do. Like a job is something that, like, this is my job, you know what I'm saying? The job is something that you love to do, you want to do. You get up and you feel joy about going to do your work or whatever it is that you do. A slavery is something that you don't want to do. You have to do it. You have to do it in order to survive. You know what I'm saying? So we suffering the same things that we did in Egypt. We are living like that here today in America. And if you think I'm lying, all you got to do is look at DC. You know what I'm saying? DC is built up just like ancient Egypt. You know what I'm saying? I remember Commander General YAHANNA was bringing out that they have graves under certain parts of Washington, D.C. I think in the monument areas where they have graves, tombs and stuff like that underneath some of the monuments in Washington, D.C. They have the obelisk. You know what I'm saying? If Moses was here today, you know what I'm saying? And he was down by the nation's capital, you know what I'm saying, Washington, D.C., and he's seen that obelisk, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, hey, yo, we got those in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Everything, even when it comes down to your money, you know what I'm saying? What do money have to have a pyramid on the back of it for? You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with commerce. What the pyramid is for? You know what I'm saying? Because spiritually, this is our captivity. This is Egypt for us. This is the land of our captivity all over again. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that for the sideboard just for a tad bit. I tell people all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because when you look at like a lot of these chemist scholars, like they like to talk so big on, you know what I'm saying? Everything is in relation to Egypt. Like Egypt was just so great. You know what I'm saying? Egypt wasn't all that great. You know, they didn't even, when you go into the scriptures, they didn't even have chariots in Egypt until we came into the land. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't as strong as that just because they did mathematics. Abraham went down to Egypt and schooled them in mathematics all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, you know what I'm saying, you got to ask yourself, man, why was Egypt such the superpower that they were back then? You know what I'm saying? Egypt was the superpower that they were back then. Well, actually ask yourself, why is America such the superpower that they are today? You know what I'm saying? And if you can notice the correlation, Egypt, it wasn't nothing great about Egypt, what they was doing, but Egypt was the superpower that they were back then because they had the children of Israel in captivity there. Right. Which is the same reason why America is such the superpower that they are today, because they have the children of Israel enslaved here in captivity today. You know what I'm saying? The same people that was in bondage in Egypt are the same people that was in bondage that's in here in America during the transatlantic, the 1619, the transatlantic slave trade, all the way up until 2020 right now, because this isn't free. This is surviving. You know what I mean? We're not free at all. You know what I'm saying? It's from the slaveries that we work to the houses that we, everything that we do, we work just to give it right back to the white man. You know what I'm saying? They get you high, here in America off of dope, off of drugs, and weed, cocaine. They did the same thing to you in Egypt. They got you doped up in Egypt and turned you into alcoholics in Egypt just so you could build, so you can, they gave you all kind of painkillers and stuff like that because you needed them. But the locust plant, you know what I'm saying? They turned that into, they use that as for painkillers. And they pay you in welfare in Egypt. They pay you they paid you with beer and bread in Egypt. They do the same thing here. They give you welfare food stamps and all. They pay you just like that today. You know what I'm saying? We was in Section 8 housing in Egypt. We in Section 8 housing today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to get into but also another thing that I want to touch on. Well, I don't have to get into that right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get into that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on for time's sake. So I'm gonna start from Exodus, the 2nd chapter, starting at verse 1, and we're about to get into to Moses. And there went a man of the house of Levi, took to wife a daughter of Levi. Verse 2. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw, I'm saying, meaning Moses didn't cause no problems, you know what I'm saying? He was a good baby. He was quiet, you know what I'm saying? He didn't make too much noise. He didn't cry a lot or anything. So she was able to conceal him longer, because around this time, now they looking for the firstborn. You know what I'm saying? They looking for the firstborn child. So now, but she was able to conceal Moses 3 months because he was a good child. You know what I'm saying? He didn't cry a lot. He didn't do too much. He probably slept most of the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going. Verse 3. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark and bulrushes. Bulrushes are like vines or twigs. You know what I'm saying? The ark was like a little boat or a little basket, but bulrushes are like twigs and vines and stuff like that. Keep reading. And dabbed them with slime and with pitch. Like I said, once again, that's that tar. You know what I'm saying? That slime, that would be like that tar. So she took the twigs and the vines and she fashioned them, and to hold it steady, to hold it together, you know what I'm saying? She dabbed the tar on it, just basically to keep everything in place, you know what I'm saying? As she fashioned the basket for him. And put the child therein. And she laid in it flags by the river brinks. Like flags in the scriptures, flags are like plants, like plants with long leaves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a plant, but it has really, really long leaves and stuff like that. So now at this point, she done put them in the ark, and she hid them along the brinks. So like the brinks is like the river banks, the river sticks. You know what I'm saying? Like not all the way fully in the river, just on the shallow end side where the flags were, those plants with long leaves. So she hid them amongst those. Verse 4. And his sisters stood from afar to wit what would be done of him. So his sister, she's standing off in the back, like she's just looking to see to make, like she's wanting to know what's going to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? If he gonna be good, everything. She's keeping an eye on him. Basically, she's spying. She's keeping an eye out for him. You know what I'm saying? To see what would happen. Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked by the riverside. And when she saw that the ark among the flags, she sent aid to fetch it. So, like I said, so Pharaoh's daughter, she coming down to take a bath and everything, and her and her maidens with her, and they look off in the distance and they see Moses off in the cut amongst the flags, stuck amongst on the side of the river, amongst the basically like the brushes. I don't want to say brushes because ain't no brushes by the rivers like that. So he's hiding amongst those plants. You know what I'm saying? In between those. And hold on, where we at? Verse 6. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the baby wept. The babe wept on him and said, "This is of the Hebrew children." So she done found Moses, and she, his baby. So she seen the Hebrew baby. So she decided that, she had some compassion on him. So she finna go ahead and take him in. So verse 7. Then said his sister to Pharaoh, no, Slakia. And she had compassion and said on him and said, "This is one of the Hebrew children." Verse 7. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go?" Now this is Moses' sister. You know what I'm saying? For all those that what I'm saying, like Moses knew exactly who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like there was never no point in time that with him being in Egypt that he did not know that he was a Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? That his brothers was down there building up the city, even though what I'm saying, Moses living good and everything like that. He got a good education. And one thing about Moses, like when you go into the book of Josephus and stuff like that, he was actually a military general. He was skilled in the art of war. You know what I'm saying? He was educated in warfare. You know what I'm saying? And so he had high rank in Egypt. He just wasn't just Pharaoh's grandson, quote unquote, or Pharaoh's daughter's son. You know what I'm saying? And adopted son and things like that. He actually was out there. He was hardcore, man. He was very highly educated and skilled. You know what I'm saying, in the art of war. But he was basically a general. He was a high-ranking general in Egypt. And verse 6. And when she had opened it and saw, and start at the top again, and saw the child, and behold, the baby wept, she had, Shalakia, y'all. Verse 7. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee?" So, you know what I'm saying? I always ask myself, you know what I'm saying, well, why didn't, she get Pharaoh's daughter get one of her handmaids to do it? Because, they really didn't mix like that. Like the Hebrews and the Egyptians was not mixing, you know what I'm saying? Like even when you go back into the sidebar a little bit, that's the whole reason why, when you go back into the book of Genesis, Joseph, you know what I'm saying, when Jacob and all of his brothers and stuff was coming down into Egypt, that's why they got put off, and that's why Joseph told Jacob and his brothers, like, look, tell Pharaoh that y'all that shows you segregation as well, that they wasn't doing no mixing like that. Joseph had told them to tell, when they go before Pharaoh, tell them that you are shepherds, that the occupation is of the flocks and the herd, because that's an abomination to the Egyptians. Like they hate that. They look down on people like that, like shepherds and goat herders and all of that. That was beneath them. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as the same way with this right here. You know what I'm saying? But also his sister, you know what I'm saying, she was also taking care of Moses too. That's why she volunteered that, and asked that, you know what I'm saying, let me go get one of the Hebrew wives to come and nurse, because Pharaoh's daughter wasn't gonna do it in the first place. Nor they handmaids. She was like, I'm just gonna go down and get one of the Hebrew women to come and nurse Moses. So yeah. So she said, "Shall I go call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee?" Verse 8. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." And the maid went and called the mother of the child's mother. So actually, so Moses' mother actually came and nursed him for the whole time that he was, that he was suckling. You know what I'm saying? It was actually Moses' mother. So they was actually there. You know what I'm saying? Like the Christian church, of course, they teach it like it was actually Africans who was doing this, who was nursing Moses and all of this stuff. But like they don't even know that Moses knew exactly who he was. You know what I'm saying? That he was always uh, amongst his brethren and knew that they were his brother. So I'm gonna skip down to verse 11 for time's sake, just to get down to the meat of it. So uh, yeah, I'm gonna skip down to verse 11. So verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown. This is where it's going to start getting serious. Now Moses been grown up now. He's grown. When Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. So he going out, you know what I'm saying? He living in Egypt and he living a pretty plush life in Egypt, you know what I'm saying? He really ain't got no worries, you know what I'm saying? He got good education, good eating, good lifestyle, just in general, you know what I'm saying? And so one day he just decided to just go out amongst his brother. I mean, because once again, he knew who his people was. So he was basically going out there to just check on them, just to make sure everything is operating smoothly and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that everything is good. So he's going down amongst his people, to just check on them and see what's going on. And looked on the burdens, and he spied an Egyptian, meaning he seen from a distance, you know what I'm saying? He seen an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, you know what I'm saying? So Moses, he walking down through where his brethren at, and he just happened to come across an Egyptian beating on a Hebrew brother. You know what I'm saying? One of his brethren, verse 12. And he looked this way and he looked that way. Why did he look this way and then look that way? Go ahead, Officer Brown.
Because he was looking out for what we call the laws, but it was something that he was about to do something wrong.
Right. He knew exactly he was about to do something wrong. So just, he making sure the coast is clear. You know what I'm saying? So he looked this way and looked that way, and he go ahead.
Actually, that's actually a perfect brotherhood scripture also. You know what I'm saying? That he's going to risk his life, you know what I'm saying, his livelihood to help and save one of his brethren.
Right, it is
You know what I'm saying?
it is the perfect brotherhood scripture, you know what I'm saying? That he seen his brothers, he had enough compassion on his brothers to see that, because think about it, he in Egypt, he good, like, living and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he had enough compassion on his people to where, he went on ahead and went to work and go ahead.
Yeah, like the sidetrack, not to get too far off topic.
Go ahead.
It's when you see brothers getting oppressed by the police officer, okay, I mean it's good to film, you know what I'm saying, to get it on record. You know what I'm saying, like with George Floyd, man. It was more than one brother out there, man. Okay, if you want to exemplify brotherhood, okay, throw yourself on it off. You ain't got to touch him, just throw you on him so he can, get off this man. So if you get arrested, the Most High will look out for you, man, because you saving one of your brethren, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, brotherhood is is a weapon. It's one of the key parts of us getting back together as a nation to get out of slavery. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And that's heavy, man. You always bringing out good points, Officer Ron. You know what I'm saying? So Moses, he looking to see it the closest to, because he knows that he's about to do something wrong. And this is a good brotherhood scripture, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Is what he doing? This act that he's doing, is it right? No, it's not right. Because why? What is he about to do?
He's about to kill.
Exactly. He's about to murder. You know what I'm saying? He's about to commit murder. So I don't want to get too far ahead of the scripture, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it so we can catch up to that point. You know what I'm saying? On one of his brothers, verse 12, and he looked this way and he looked that way. So he checking to see if the coast is clear, because he knows, you know what I'm saying? Just like today, you know what I'm saying? Today, like matter of fact, uh, with the Dallas incident, you know what I'm saying? With the brother that ended up shooting all cops, killed. And I think he was ex-military, if I wasn't mistaken, though. But he got tired of it. He seeing all this police brute, and this is also this scripture right here. Like on the first day, Moses is witnessing police brutality in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? One of the Egyptians, one of these Egyptian police officers, these African police officers, is brutalizing one of the Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? No different than today. Like you said, even though George Floyd got killed, but tons of brothers that have just been Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go back that far, that was like, I think, the first time you actually seen police brutality on camera, on video. You know what I'm saying? And to see it, a lot of the other times, you know what I'm saying, today you used to hear it through word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? You would just hear about it. Oh man, the police beat up Roy down the street the other day, man. Yeah, they jacked him up good, man. You know, but to see it actually being done, to actually see these police officers putting their knee in your neck, to actually witness, you know what I'm saying, these police officers slamming your sister down to the ground and handcuffing her, you know what I'm saying, and kicking them and being kicked and just brutalized, and like they did, I want to say, I do believe it's Freddie Gray. If I'm not mistaken, it was Freddie Gray or Slakia. It was either Freddie Gray or Kai Gurley. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go back and actually look at it myself. But it was one of those brothers, they beat him to death in the back of a paddy wagon. They had already arrested him, threw him in a paddy wagon, beat him up so bad to where they ended up breaking his something like that. They did him like you would do something that is not human. You know what I'm saying? And so Moses is seeing this. He's seeing this police brutality. So now he's looking this way, making sure this coast is clear. I'm gonna keep reading. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Moses was gone. You know what I'm saying? He was hardcore, man. This dude, like, he was not a Christian. You know what I'm saying? He was not a soft, you know what I'm saying? Emotional, none of that, man. Moses was hard, man. So he seen this, so he had him, you know what I'm saying? So he seen this Egyptian on his first day, beating on one of his brothers. He makes sure the coast is clear, and he murdered and hide him in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Just like I was saying about the brother, he just got tired of seeing from what the reports, the news report was saying that they came out about that Dallas incident, that they had came out with an article and said that he had got tired of watching, you know what I'm saying, the police brutalizing and killing black people, his people, and he grabbed that AK-47 and went to work, and because of his military training, he shot. I don't know if I know he injured at least 12 officers, but he was doing them so bad to where they had to send a bomb in to get him a robot, a control robot, you know what I'm saying, with explosive devices on it to go in and take him out that way, because they couldn't do nothing with him. And when you see the footage, oh, good night, this dude was moving like with straight military tactics, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know what to do with him. He was popping them left and right, you know what I'm saying? But was that a good thing? No, it wasn't. It wasn't a good thing, because I understand the reason why he did it, but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that spooked them. That started spooking them cops, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh snap, they started to retaliate. So what happened? they started coming, you know, that caused them to come down even harder on us, you know what I'm saying? When you don't have to do it like that, all you have to do is just really just, you know, just separate yourself from it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know, if you see what's going on, man, you know, find a brother in one of these schools in your city or state and start getting in class, man. You ain't got to go kill nobody, because what did that teach? What is that gonna teach? That, you know, you can't, it ain't gonna stop the white man. Just because you killing them, it's not gonna stop. You can go and right now, white man call you a nigga to your face, and you pull out your blade and get the poking and kill him. It didn't do nothing. It didn't fix nothing. You know what I'm saying? So let me keep going. So watch this though. You know what I'm saying? This, we started to get to the meat of the heavy part. Verse 13. And when he went out the second day, now the first day he witnessed police brutality, which ended up causing him to have to murder an Egyptian. And another reason why, one more reason why he looked this way and he looked that way. Why did he do that? Why did he do that act though? That was a very good answer the first time. But actually, why did he do that? Why did he have to even look? He living in Pharaoh's house. You know what I'm saying? Why did he actually have to do that look, like left and right, to make sure the coach is good?
I guess so he won't have any loose ends.
Hey, look, you 007, man. You 007, you thinking all the, yo, like you got a whole plan together. He looked that way because during that time, an Egyptian life mattered. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hebrew life didn't matter. If an Egyptian killed a Hebrew, like probably this Egyptian was getting ready to do, it wouldn't have meant nothing. Right. But if a Hebrew killed that Egyptian, that's a valuable life. You know what I'm saying? So even Moses knew that then, like, can't just kill the Egyptian and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? So he looked this way and he looked that way. Made sure that nobody saw him, because even with the light, they could have brought charges up on Moses if he would have got caught. You know, and who knows what the penalty back then would have been. Maybe he would have got some leniency or something, who knows? But he wasn't taking the chance. You know what I'm saying? Because just like today, you know, white man kill a black man, you know, it means nothing to them. But a black man kill a white man, then, you know, all hell gonna break loose. And if, like, the fact that you got to say Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? That Officer Ron, that brother that was that the George Floyd incident where the cops ended up posting up around his house? That was the George Floyd. Okay, so look at what they did. Now, even after this cop got fired, that's all that happened to him. He got fired. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a civilian. He ain't even a cop no more. Don't got no badge, none of that. He's not even on the force. He's a regular person like you and me. Well, we ain't regular. We're not civilians, but you know, he made a gate. You know what I'm saying? In front of this brother's house, because that brother, I mean, it's a lot. You like I'm saying this, but I was wrong. You got to check me on that one, man. Like, you got what I'm saying? But that double life mattered to them. It's their brother. You know what I'm saying? So they life matter. Go ahead.
And that's why, you know, to the media, you know, they probably said they fired him, but I'm quite sure that they let him retire with full benefits. Oh, because I mean, if you look at it, been a cop for a long time. Right. And he was probably maybe 1 or 2 years away from just officially retirement. So they just let him go ahead and retire with full benefits. You know what I'm saying? And they'll just post in the media to where, you know what I'm saying, that we fired him, that we did. There won't be any more backlash on our part. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, that they had people around his home trying to defend him, because they knew he was wrong, but they applauded what he did. Though.
They love him.
Right. They love him.
They love him. That's their brother. You know what I'm saying? And he's enough to where they will protect him. They will protect him and his children. And who would have known? And who knows, man? Because that had the city in such an uproar. Maybe somebody would have tried something. That's what they thinking. And before they let somebody try something or bring any harm to their brother, they gonna camp outside his house and stand there and let themselves and their presence be known. You know what I'm saying? Because white lives matter to the white man. You know what I'm saying? Black lives don't. So you know what I mean? So on the first day, Moses go out, you know, he witnessed police brutality. So now we get into the second day. So on the second day, you say, oh, slide you down. Oh, and he looked, and he went out, verse 13, and when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrews strove. That word strove, that's like a past tense word to strive. So, you know, what does it mean to strive?
Basically, it's like quarrel or beef, you know, in young people's terms.
Right. Well, you know, basically, yeah, in this context, you know, you can strive to have achievements or whatever like that. You can be striving to excel at something or something like that. But yeah, in this context, basically, they was fighting. You know what I'm saying? They was fighting in opposition, I guess you would say, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is the definition to it, like something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, basically these two men, they was basically fighting together. You know what I'm saying? Fighting each other. And he said to them, he said to them that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? So Moses, he coming down, and you know what I'm saying? You got to think about what kind of mind state Moses in at the time. You know, he all for the brothers. You can see he just murdered, he just killed an Egyptian, and so now he's coming down the second day amongst his brethren, and he see him fighting. You know what I'm saying? And he going try to break it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, like, he already feeling like he good with him. You know what I'm saying? So he go down to break it up, and this is what they tell him. Verse 14, and he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? What does that mean? And how could you say that today?
Well, basically, like when you say, well, who made you king over us, or who gave you the authority to, you know, have say so in what we doing?
Right. Like who is you?
Yeah.
Who the F is you? You know what I'm saying? Right, I'm gonna read though. And made judge over us, intendest thou to kill me as thou kills that Egyptian? So he's saying, so the Hebrew dude, so Moses go down to break it up and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, what y'all squabbling for? You know, depending on the intensity of the battle that them two brothers was going in. That so just like today, you know what I'm saying, you go and you try to, but also before I get to that, what is that? What is that saying versus the first day to the second day? First day was police brutality. Now, what he's witnessing, what would you call that today?
Black on black crime.
Damn right, man. I gotta give you a hand on that one. Black on black crime, because the first thing that what the white man like to say. Say it again?
No, they just say, what about black on black crime?
Oh, you said what about it?
No, I'm saying, isn't that what the white man said about everything?
What about black? Yeah, but basically, yeah, sis, they be like, you know, shit, black people kill each other all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Black, you know, what about black people, man? They kill each other all day, every day, all day long. That's the Lord showing Moses that you can't do it that way either. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't do it on one hand, you know what I'm saying? First of all, because you sinned in the first part of it, because you know what I'm saying, you murdered a guy, and that was wrong. Your intentions might have been good. You might have got tired, and you might have wanted to help the brother, but you sinned to do it. Even though, you know what I'm saying, so the Lord wasn't gonna be with him on that one anyway, because he actually murdered. And then he come back the second day, you know what I'm saying, and try to break up a fight. And just like black people, they like, who is you? I mean, like who the F is you? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? What you gonna kill me like you killed that Egyptian the other day? You gonna do me like that? That's what you finna do? You know what I'm saying? And then by that time, you know what I'm saying, Moses, he realized that he'd been exposed, and from then on out, that's when, you know what I'm saying, the Lord started dealing with. He fled Egypt and ended up in the land of Midian, and so on and so forth. But you know, and that's just to show you that, you know what I'm saying, the slavery that we had to undergo here in America is no different than the slavery that we had to undergo in Egypt. It's just different times. Like the scriptures say, once again, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that is taking place today has been done already. You know what I'm saying? It's just new time and a new age. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing. It shouldn't be that hard to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And which is the beauty of these scriptures, man. These records, man, because mercy. I don't want to get it wrong, but that's the scripture. You know what I'm saying? That you're supposed to come back in these records. This is the history. You know what I'm saying? How you don't even know what's going on with the Israelites if you don't know who the Israelites are or what happened to them? You know what I'm saying? Like we were a white man right now and trying to beg and plead with him if we understood that this stuff already happened before. We would be figuring out ways to how to minimize it, to stop it. You know what I'm saying? What we need to do to protect ourselves, him to see our side of it or our point of view and all of that, when he's never going to do that. But if we so important, man, that's why Commander General YAHANNA and the men below him is so important, because without us, man, you know, brothers wouldn't know this. Right. We'll still be trying to go march with Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? And Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with Black lives. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go do the research. For y'all that don't know, Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with that. That's a movement that was just started by lesbian women. You know what I'm saying? That matter of fact, they don't even mention the man in on their website. Right. You know what I'm saying? They trying to change it to where they trying to water down the man and the woman and the lovely, beautiful babies being in one household together, to where they trying to make it where women, you know, two women and in a household together, and this has nothing to do with what's happening out there in the streets to Blacks and Hispanics men right now. And right now, you know, the sisters, it's starting to get, they doing the sisters in increments. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for every 30 or 40 Black men, you know, they'll get a sister. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if that movement was about Black people, then, you know, attacking on that LBGD clique, whatever they call it, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Officer Ron.
Yeah, what you're saying is heavy, because they're using this platform the same way that they use affirmative action. You know what I'm saying? When affirmative action was, you know, being discussed back then, you know what I'm saying? It was about, you know, us getting equal job opportunities and stuff like this, and, you know, equal civil rights. So they attached, you know, the LGBT XYZ community platform to say, hey, we're part of this too. You know what I'm saying? We getting discriminated from, we getting oppressed because we, you know, we choose to be like this. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way. And also, I want to say that, you know, this lesson is very heavy. You know what I'm saying? Which also proves the scripture 68 when it says that he would take us back into Egypt in ships.
Second time.
You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, that's what it said, because, you know, we didn't have to go to Egypt again, but they refer to Egypt as slavery. You know, we the only people that came on boats to slavery. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which further proves that we are the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how other people will say that they are the children of Israel when they're not the ones being oppressed. They're not part of the prophecies that are going on in this Bible, man.
Right, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we living in these times where, you know what I'm saying, it's been warfare. You know what I'm saying? But the black community it's so hard for us to try to unite and come together. But you know, if this is what the Lord got to do, then so be it. Because you know, if it makes that happen, you know what I'm saying. If it makes with us coming together, you know what I'm saying, and get out of this white man's lifestyle and get out of this smoking weed and killing each other and being a monster and all of these things here. And if we come in and stop and drop doing those things that displease the Lord and start doing the right thing, man, look, the Most High, He'll do America the same way He did Egypt. This time even worse. It's been prophesied that He was gonna do it too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm ready for. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that got to understand these scriptures, man, you know, I'm waiting on the day that, you know what I'm saying, you know, I can own a few slaves. I know that. I know a few white slaves, you know, a few white babies, you know what I'm saying? Just have them in a pig pen, like a litter of them, you know what I'm saying? And just have them, you know. But anyway, I'm these last two scriptures, I'm gonna bring that about Moses, man. Moses was a hell of a guy, man. You know what I'm saying? This brother here was hardcore, you know, and he stood with the Lord throughout it all. You know what I'm saying? He stood with the Lord, and there was nobody else that came that was like him. He was the greatest prophet to ever walk the face of the earth. Well, besides Christ, of course, but there was none like Moses. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say that. So this is the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter, starting at verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. You know what I'm saying? So when Moses, when he became grown, you know what I'm saying, he refused to be called Pharaoh's daughter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I appreciate, I guess, what you did for me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, we really ain't got no relations, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me keep reading. It's 25 to explain. Verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, he would rather stand with the children of the Lord and suffer with them than to you know, claim himself as to be an Egyptian. Like, how would you say that today? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you was to bring this to today's time, what is that saying? What is another way to say that today? I'll just go ahead and get it for time's sake. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying I'd rather not be American. I'd rather not be called American. I'd rather be called a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather stand with my brothers and stand with my sisters and suffer with them, you know what I'm saying, than to go and get the whatever the white man has to offer you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the riches may be. And for the close it out and say, people of God, that to enjoy the pleasures of sin. That's just like today, Moses is saying, man, look, I'd rather stand with them than to be called Egyptian or to have status in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? I would rather stand over here and be for the Lord and stand with my people and suffer with them and live with them and go through everything with them together. It's the same. We gave up these holidays, you know what I'm saying? And that's hard coming in here because, you know, tell the child they can't have a birthday or Christmas, you know what I'm saying, good night, because you liable to lose your whole family. You know what I'm saying? And you can't celebrate 4th of July, we ain't popping up. I'd rather not be called American, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather let them have they lust and do as they, let them live their life and of how they live, and I'll be over here serving the Lord with my people as I'm supposed to. So anybody have any last minute questions or anything like that? I was wrong, you don't. So that is a nice class. So that's my time. I thank y'all for being on scripture breakdown, and that's it. So we're gonna do the magic. Or we just gonna
Magic. We give a courteous salute to the brothers.
Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Rakatah.
Nazmatah, Sar, basic sisters. Give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Nazmatah,
Yahweh.
dismissed.
I don't know.
Please hold our tongue to the clear line.
I thought you knew, sis. It's a lot, yeah.